In this video, I'm going to show you how I get effortless power and consistency in the golf swing with this drill. Let's do it. So if you want effortless power and consistency, you need to get a good, powerful turn in the golf swing, back and through the ball. And so this drill is going to help us get that nice quality turn in the golf swing and how we can practice getting a good turn. And all you're going to need is a golf club. So what you want to do to get this nice effortless golf swing is get into your setup position wherever you set up. And what I want you to do is don't move your left arm at all. So I'm in my setup position and I'm not moving my left arm at all. I'm keeping my shoulder exactly where it is. And you want to, on an arc, because if I swing back and through and then I tilt forward, you can see this nice arc to the golf swing with the natural turn. And this natural turn where the club is going to run into the ball is what we want. And that's what we're going to do with this drill. So what I want you to do is get into your setup position, hold your left arm exactly where it is, and push this club along this ground in an arc for as long as you can. And then on that same arc, back to the ball. And then the same arc right here, we're doing through the ball. So it's this nice circle around the ball that's going to get us this nice proper turn in the swing so we don't hook or slice the golf ball. So you turn like this, keeping the club on the ground, and then you turn through the ball, also keeping the club on the ground. And so I caution you, you don't want to do this drill keeping the club on the ground by moving off the ball. You want to stay centered over the ball while you keep the club on the ground on an arc. This arc right here, this arc. So how do you do that? How do you do that? What you need to do to keep your head centered over the ball, because if you just turn off the ball, you need to turn and tilt down. So you are turning, see my head's off the ball, but watch it get back on the ball and tilt down. And that's how you do this natural motion of your body. So you might be asking, well, why does the club come up to begin with in the swing? Why doesn't the club just stay on the ground the whole swing? This doesn't make any sense, Nate. What's happening in the swing is this motion right here, where if you pin your trail arm under your lead arm and you pull in, see the shoulder? It's raising a little bit. That's what causes the club to raise. Because if this shoulder remained in the same exact spot and you turn properly, the club should stay on the ground. That's you staying in the shot. Because if the club comes up, look, I'm up off the ground. So we want to maintain that same relationship to the ball where we can strike a golf ball pure when it's on the ground. And this drill is going to help us do that while also getting that effortless power and consistency you've been looking for. So hold that arm where it is and trace this back, trace it through. And that's the first step. There's a little bit more turn there in the swing. So you're turning, keeping the club on the ground. But if you look at the natural motion of the body, your hips and your shoulders turn, and then your upper body can turn against your lower body once your lower body is fully turned. And then same thing through, and then through the ball. And then everything gets back to square, everything turns together, then the upper body can turn just that little bit more. So that little bit more is what we're gonna practice right here. So hold that arm where it is, turn, keeping that club on the ground, and notice where that point is right there. That point on the ground where that club is, and then we're going to turn our upper body a little bit, and the club then comes off the ground. And in that first move, we are going to put that club back on the ground where it is, and then turn back to the ball where everything's centered. And this isn't where you're gonna hit the ball. You're going to turn open, keeping the club on the ground. And this point where you turned, keeping your head centered, and the club stayed on the ground till out there is where you're going to impact the ball, where if you swing, you can hit past the ball down the line and strike it because you stayed in the shot. And that's going to be the perfect distance for you from the ball if you have set up in the correct position from the ball, meaning you set up on your unique swing plane. You see, if you just swing the club back and through with how your body is uniquely created, your arms are naturally going to hit a certain point. For me, that's right here. So this is on my unique swing plane. And this is where the club wants to pass, or if I just do nothing except swing my arms right here, that club is going to run into the ball. So we want to maintain that same spacing from the ball. And this drill really helps with that, because no great player hits the ball like that. You want to turn open for power and get that effortless power. So you turn open, keeping the club on the ground. Don't come up out of the shot, because now, see the club's running into the ball? If this club comes up off the ground like this, you see my arms are now here. But if the club was back on the ground on this arc, they'd again run into the ball. So it's really going to simplify the swing for you, this drill, and you need to set up on your unique swing plane. And it's the same thing as Ben Hogan's elbows drill, if you've ever seen that, where you tuck in your elbows to your body and you swing back and through and hit the ground. The only way you can do Ben Hogan's drill and hit the ground is if you can do this drill. Because if you come up out of the shot and then your elbows are attached to your body, you can't hit the ground. So you're gonna need to stay down in the shot to have consistent golf shots where you strike the ball first with that effortless power. In this video, you learned the first 3 fundamentals to the single plane swing that I teach, of 4 of them. You learned that you need to keep your weight centered, and that's how you stay over the ball. You learned how to turn correctly with this natural motion of the body, where it's the same as this, but then because in golf we're bent forward, it's tilted forward. And then you also learned part of the first fundamental of the single plane swing that I teach, and that is setting up on your swing plane, where if you just simply turn around you and then turn back and through, you maintain that same spacing from the golf ball. Fundamental 4 is keeping your lead arm straight. If you focus on those 4 fundamentals, you will see improvement in your golf swing. And I have a full course that takes you 1 fundamental at a time to learn your unique single plane swing, where you can start having fun with a game of golf. So go check that out. It's in the description of this video, manninggolf.com. But I hope you found some helpful tips in this video. And for those of you that want to see me hit golf balls, I'm starting to post some actual golf being played on my channel. It's a lot for me with a full-time job to go out to a range to hit golf balls. So I normally just film the instruction here, as it's really easy for me to get out to this location and film. So I have some actual golf being played. And if you've watched a lot of YouTube golf instruction like me, you'll know that almost no instructors actually play golf. It's like probably less than 1% show you a full 18 holes every shot. And that's what I'm gonna do a decent amount when I can, so y'all can see this swing in action. But I hope you found some helpful tips in this video, and I hope the rest of your day goes well.